California, they were actually going to give illegals $150,000 loans to buy homes. So,
where is that?
In California, right? And so a lot of people worried, oh my God, they're already giving them debit cards here. They're putting them up in hotels here. So a lot of New Yorkers, a lot of Americans in general, because it's not just New York City, it's all over the country, every state's a border state, feel like the Biden-Harris administration is prioritizing illegal aliens over Americans.
Well, let me break this down. First, to the 75%, we don't know where that number came from. We don't know what that source is. Obviously, there's an increase in migrants going through our system, especially Manhattan, because of all the hotels. That's an obvious one. That number, we don't agree with whatsoever.
Okay.
In terms of the money, yes, our mayor has told everyone, I think $4 billion. Don't quote me on that, how much it's going to cost. And I think we're waiting for money to come back in from the federal government to help subsidize that. But it's a big burden on our city. So we're dealing with that, and I think our city's dealt with it quite well.
But it's not right that the city should have to carry that burden when it's the federal government that is allowing the illegals to come in.
Right, and the migrants here, when you think about it, they were paroled here. They went through the border. They were paroled here, and they have a court date for 3, 4, 5 years from now. So we have, by laws, we cannot put them on the street.
Yeah.
And we've got over 200 shelters, if you will, that we've had to house them. It is what it is right now, and I think the city is doing a great job dealing with setting the example for the country.
Here. I want to talk about some of the migrant crime, and Chief, Commissioner, you both have come on and talked about Tren de Agua, this Venezuelan gang. Okay, so news breaks out in Aurora, Colorado, that they have taken over apartment complexes out there. Now, there's debate on what the real control is. Is there not? The mayor said yes. The interim chief of police out there says no, technically not. But there is an issue. Have you seen any behavior like this happening in New York City? And then what their plan is, or a gang operates with turf, they keep going. It seems like they're expanding out of the cities, and they have now out in Colorado.
Well, before I answer your question, just want to say that there's a small group of migrants that are coming to this city that's preying on vulnerable New Yorkers. New arrivals, migrants, asylum seekers, whatever you want to call them. When you commit a crime in this city, your new label, we're going to label you as a criminal, and we're going to go after you, and we're going to put you in jail. Now, as far as the Aurora, Colorado, I'm not really familiar with that case, but I did just hearing about it from a couple of other news sources. If that happens here in the city, we are prepared. First of all, that would never happen here in the city, but if it does, we are prepared, and we have the best elite emergency service unit and on the globe, and we will take that. We will take back that building. That would never happen here in this city.
Yeah, Bob,
good to hear.
They're here. We know they're here. We're identifying them. We talked about this. They've shot our cops. They've done retail theft, everything in the middle. So they are here, and they're a big driver of our crime here. And they're not here for the dream. They're here to use our city to facilitate.
Yeah, but John,
what they do in gangs.
But there is some, there are some, families that come here that want the American dream, that want to go to school here, that want to, that want to live that American dream.
Immigrants, of course. This country, you need immigrants, of course.
Talk about, though, when they're arrested and charged with a crime, deporting them. That has become an issue here with repeat offenders. This has been happening.
We are on the record from the mayor, our police commissioner, across the board. Like everyone else, you get arrested, you go through our process, our judicial process. Once you have finished our process based on the type of crime, so-called violent crime, for instance, the minute you are convicted, come out of jail, violent crime, there should be a van waiting for you with our federal partners, ICE, to take you to the next bus or plane and get out of here. But by sanctuary law, we cannot even have a conversation with ICE. We can't have a cup of coffee with you. We are forbidden from doing this.
But you don't honor the
And that's the fix that we universally are asking for in the city.
And look at the ones that shot out cop in Queens, the 115 precinct.
Yeah. Before we go, we got to talk about the crime across the country is up, but talk to me about what you're seeing in New York City.
What, I'm sorry?
The crime rate.
Like I said before, in August.
Had a great month in August.
We had the safest August since we started tracking crime, since CompStat started. That speaks volumes for itself, and we're going to continue that trend.
Usually in summer months it goes up, right?
But listen, we still had some lawful ICE. We're not taking a victory lap. We're not going to wave the white flag. We're going to continue to drive down crime.
Cause for some celebration.
But the safest month in August.
But I'll tell you this. Yeah. Our repeat offenders, if they're held accountable, by all the stakeholders,